Hello, everybody. Welcome to our, what day is it? Tuesday evening sprints. Going to be a chill one today. We're going to do 3 to 4 hours. I'm going to get some reading done. I'm just importing my new banner because this one is now inaccurate because after our sprints the other day, I did actually manage to finish the Golden Enclaves. So let me just sort this out. There we go. Hello, Queen. How you doing? I've got very, very dirty glasses. Hello. Oh my god. I haven't read that yet, but I'm a little bit scared too because it feels like a rabbit hole. Oh, as usual, our usual public sprints disclaimer is that I will not be able to get to everybody's comments, but I appreciate you all being here. Thank you so much. Well, let me know what you are reading. Oh, Vision. Beautiful. Editing and reading memories of ice at work. Of course you're at work. Starting Wave Kings Part 2. Switch to the Aftermath graphic audio if we get a double. Nice. Hello. Oh, y'all are moving so fast. It's been a while since I've done. Hello, lovely. How you doing? It's been a while since I've done public sprints, so y'all are speeding up this screen right now. Can't cut up. Rereading The Run of Glass. Currently rereading Air of Fire. Nice. Well of Ascension. That's another fave. Haunting Adelaide is one that I really want to get to. Game of Thrones is another fave. Hello. Dishes. Oof. Good luck. Hello, aiming to finish City of Shattered Light. Don't know what to read afterwards. Do you have any sci-fi recs? Oh, well, I was going to say default into the other team. You're already on the other team, aren't you? Red Rising is sci-fi, which is my fave. There's also, I really like the Illuminate files, especially the audiobooks. Scythe by Neil Shusterman is a utopian, which is a subgenre of sci-fi. I'm sure there's another big sci-fi series that I really love, but I can't think of it right now. Hello. So many of you reading Heartforge. I can't remember anything because I read book 1 in January 2022. That's fair. Ooh, they're all really short as well, aren't they? I hope you enjoy the hating game. Reading Air of Fire. Hey, yeah, I've been doing lots of daytime sprints, so this is probably the only nighttime sprints I'm actually going to get done in this sprints. Ideally, I would have done them last week, but last week I wasn't even sure if I was going to get around to hosting sprints, so daytime it was. Thursday Murder Club, Spy Family. Oh, this is a potential contender for my shapeshifting prompt for Magical Readathon, but I have not decided yet. I've got lots of options. Hello, Aiden. Hello, Ally of Law. Oof, I'm sorry. Untethered Sky. Oh no. Oh, that's another one. That's another one of the series. That's the other big sci-fi series that I really love. You have to catch up on Buffy if I'm going to join the watch along. Oh, okay. Here we go. There we go. I was like, there's the first half. I hope you enjoy being part of the family. It is like your best off joining at the beginning of the month. So that is a wise choice. And Buffy wise, we will be almost halfway through season 4. If you want to catch up, that's where you need to get to. Hello, at work listening to the audio of A Sinister Revenge. Oh, Assassin's Apprentice, another fave. Iron Widow. I've heard very good things about Iron Widow, but I haven't read it yet. Got lots of sci-fi recs coming through in the chat. Hope you're enjoying House of Sky and Breath. Thunderhead. Hope you're enjoying Thunderhead as well. Is that my favorite in that series? I can't remember. I know Toll was the least favorite, but I don't know which one was my favorite of the other two. Oh no. Aurora Rising, that's another sci-fi series that I really like, but if you haven't read Illuminate Files, I would say Illuminate is better. One Dark Window. Hey, look at us go. We are thriving. I don't know. We're probably in third. We're probably like 1 point away from last. Let's be real. But we're trying. We're trying. I hope you enjoy Akatar. Crush by Tracy Wolf. The first book, Crave, was another one of my options for the shapeshifting prompt. I'm not going to tell you what one of my other options is, because if any of my patrons are here, they'll all go wild. Dark Romance Rex. Oh, if you like fantasy romance, I guess the books that I'm currently reading, which if we stick my banner on, these are kind of dark. I'm not your best for like dark contemporary romance, I don't feel. Watch Me have read and really enjoyed some fucked up stuff, and I can't remember. Oh, The Losers, also by this author. Very kinky. But like, oh, I've read Lotus as well by the same author as Still Beating. What's kind of dark. I feel like that's it. Oop, reading Mockingjay. Oh, I need to skip a whole bunch of you. I'm just going to click on some random ones as I go. Oh, would I mind recommending you a book? Well, I'm going to go with Fortuna Swan if you haven't read it. If you have, let me know. Hello, how are you doing, gorgeous? It's surprising if you really like anything, Aaron. Oh, no. I think I saw that you were starting this, and I was like, damn. I've just added your vlog to my watch later, but I can't remember. Was it the whole... Did you do like a whole Dragon, the Realmathon Chronicles vlog? I feel like I saw it and I added it, but like I'm a month behind in my watch later. I'm not picking it up today, but it is on my wish list as well for like the paperback copy, even though it's not going to match because it'll be traditionally published in the UK this time. But I will be picking it up eventually. At the minute, I'm trying to get through some sequels. But I'm in a big fantasy romance mood at the minute. Whoa! I didn't know that was possible. What? How did that even happen? Hey, there we go. I was right. I was having like very vague recollections. Oh, thank you. I didn't say thank you. I was too shocked. Thank you, Alison, so much. I don't know how that happened. But thanks. Thank you. Yeah, I was having like vague recollections of like just an image of a thumbnail in my brain, and I didn't know if I was right. Oh god, I mean, I think I just watched a bunch of February TBRs and then I skipped ahead to see some April TBRs, but then I went back, so I'm somewhere in like February content, I feel. So maybe longer than a month, you know. A is my before bed low brain power book. That is fair. I don't think I'm enjoying this one as much as I enjoyed Her Soul to Take, and I think it's because it gets right into the smut at the beginning, whereas I feel like in Her Soul to Take you have a little bit more warm up. Lots of triggers in Mindfuck since it's about a serial killer, but honestly, the reasons she became a serial killer are a lot worse than the murder scenes. I can believe it. I am really excited to read that one at some point. Hey, these public sprints are reminding me of how much I like dice sprints. Thank you, Jonna. Dice sprints, I think, on Patreon will be tomorrow as well. Don't quote me on that. Might be the weekend, but I feel like we're going with tomorrow on that one. And they will also be nighttime sprints as well. Hello. We are going until it's 7 p.m. UK now. We're going until sometime between 10 and 11, depending on when dice sprints let us go. My evening sprints do tend to be a little bit shorter just because I'm a granny. I can't start any earlier than 7, really. And then I'm a granny and I like to be in bed at like 10:30. So where are we up to? Oh my god, you're playing Dead by Daylight tonight. Right. So I have uninstalled Twitch. Well, I uninstalled Twitch off my phone, and then I haven't installed it on my new phone yet. So I don't get notifications, and I don't get Twitch notifications anymore, which I'm very sad about. Well, I think spoiler alert for my patrons, our 24-hour readathon is going to be next weekend, I think. the last weekend of the month is going to be our Patreon 24-hour readathon. So you'll get weekend sprints then. I think I'm doing Friday night, Saturday daytime. So you're going to get in the week sprints this week, but not Friday, because I feel like I've been doing a lot of Fridays. Which would, yeah, that would make it tomorrow, because Thursday I have my LASIK consultation in the daytime. So I don't want to schedule anything for that day in case of anxiety. Just having a brain moment. My brain isn't working. Literally. You are welcome. Working for 3 more hours. We'll be reading the Bone Shard Emperor. Nice. Work's going fine. I'm working on a candle restock by working. I've ordered some stock today. I'm hoping to turn it around by next Friday because I'm doing a new launch, but it shouldn't take too much work because I've already done all the planning for it, so it should be easy. I'm doing a Buffy set, which I'm very excited about. But the labels I'll use stills from the episode, so I won't need to like design the labels like I usually do. So I feel like it's going to come together quite quickly, and I already like very much know what I'm doing with it. So yeah, potentially next Friday for the next candle drop, it will have half of it will be Buffy candles, and then potentially, or maybe more, will be Buffy candles. And then the rest is going to be whatever I fancy. I haven't planned the rest of the restock yet. And then editing, oh God, like I'm trying to get ahead, but I'm like 10 steps behind because anxiety is like keeping me down. Hey, finished Legendary. You did. We've just got started. Oh my God. The people who try and watch everyone's sprints at once are like the real champs. I could never. Need sprints to keep me accountable at work, so I won't be reading, but I'll be working on a presentation. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. Where am I? Yes, it is the one for all tiers as well this month, so it's for all of you. I think I'll be announcing hopefully on Friday, I want to say. I'm going to try and definitely get it done by the end of the week, so you guys have your notice. But I think I don't know whether to do a prompt or just to do it as like a cramming 24-hour where like we read as much as we can for Magical Readathon and Realmathon instead. But I guess I'll get some feedback on that and see what everyone wants to do. Okay, so we have a couple of minutes until I've just been nursing this. I haven't actually drank any of it, but we will get a roll together and see how long my first sprit's gonna be. Hey, baby, where have you been? Did you just go around town? Oh, you're right there.
No, I'm not part of business.
Was she good though?
Yes, very good.
Stop pressing your face on me.
As soon as she was about to go mad for a dog that was nearby us coming in, she instantly turned around.
Cute. Look at her go. We're gonna pretend that didn't happen. All right, like nothing to see here. When this happens, you'll know what it is. If you guys need a refresher on dice sprints as well, the rules are in the description box. That was a test roll. It wasn't fun. Let's try again. We'll blame Curtis for distracting me. Okay. There we go. That is a 40-minute sprint to start us off. Not a 10-minute sprint as we would have had. My books, I'm reading Her Soul for Revenge, as we can see here. And my Switch book, I think I don't have anything on the go at the minute. I want to read a bit of fantasy romance this week. That's what I'm in the mood for. But I don't want to read two side by side. So if we do roll a double, then I'm going to go for potentially Before They Are Hanged, just to get a bit of a start on it, because I think that the live show for that is going to be kind of early next month. I think we're going to go with the first Sunday in the month instead of the second, because the second one is when I will be on my way to Manchester Airport. So if we don't go with the first week, then we're not going with me. Like, I'm not doing it. So I think that is the plan. I have a lot of awkward energy today, I feel. I hope your migraine eases up, Sophie. Oh no. Thanks. Right. let us get this up on the screen. Sorry if you don't want to see my face, but the new layout I have is that I'm right here. Sorry. But I'll see you all in 40 minutes. Hello.
Hello.
How you doing?
Doing good. Just ate a giant breakfast at 1 p.m., so that was nice for me.
Oh, I love a giant breakfast at any time of day. What you reading?
I'm reading Daughter of No Worlds.
Oh, is it good? I really want to read it.
I'm liking it a lot right now. I'm 43% of the way through, so still got a ways to go, but I'm having a fun time with it. Because I just DNF'd a fantasy romance that I was really hyped for, so I was
Which one was it?
when I DNF'd a Twist of the Blade, which was book 2 to that Song of the Marked book.
Oh, I've heard. Who's the author?
Oh gosh, I don't know.
Like I know the series name.
Yeah, it was pretty popular. Like, I feel like a lot of people were talking about it a little bit ago. Song of the Marked. Let's see. SM Gather.
Yes.
I loved book 1. I gave it 5 stars and had a great time with it. And then book 2 was so boring. I DNF'd it like 50% of the way through and didn't scratch the itch of fantasy romance, so that's why I picked up the Daughter of No Worlds.
That's mood. I'm also in the mood for fantasy romance. And also I noticed if you read an indie fantasy romance, it's like 400, 500 pages, you get 50 points before you even hit the prompt.
Mm-hmm. It's like the best genre to read for Enya. So all the Enya people out there, you got to join us.
Absolutely.
What are you reading? What are you reading?
I'm reading Her Soul for Revenge by Holly LaRue.
I'm trying the first one of that because it's your host favorites. For my next host favorites thing where I'm reading a couple, I'm doing that one. I'm excited for it.
I hope you enjoy it. It is on the kinky side.
I'm excited for that too.
This one I'm not enjoying this one as much as the first one, but it gets into the smut like really quickly. Mm-hmm. Whereas in the first book, like there's a little bit more lead up into it, I feel. Mm-hmm. Oh, Gem's reading Deadly Dreams by the end of the month. Good luck, because that book is just depression. Got lots of appreciation for Carissa Broadbent.
Mm-hmm. Have you? I was just gonna ask, have you read anything by that author?
No, I really, really want to, but I'm trying not to start series when I haven't finished other series. Mm-hmm. So, like, I have the Serpents and the Wings of Night, which just sounds like a band to me. Like, it sounds like a rock band. But I don't want to start a new series until I've wrapped up some. So I'll get to it eventually. I really wanted to read Daughter of No Worlds before I had that one. So I am hyped. Yeah, Molly agrees with me on Her Soul for Revenge not being as good. Thank you.
Is it following the same couple?
No, so it's the first one follows Ray and Leon. Leon? I'm sure he's called Leon. And then the second one's following Zane and Juniper, and then the third one's following a girl who's a witch and another demon guy. But they overlap. So like when you read the first one, you'll notice that I feel like characters from other books will pop up. But like they feel like they're very much in the middle of something. Mm-hmm. And also like the characters that you're following will turn up like after something's happened. So like it's obvious that somebody else has done something. Mm-hmm. Which I feel like is going to end up frustrating because the end of the last series is not going to feel like much of a climax because we already read it in the first book. True.
But also sometimes I like that when you get to see what's happened in a separate section from a different point of view. Can be fun though. But yeah, it also ends up being repetitive because you've already read it.
Yeah. Like I've just read a scene that is in the first book, but from the love interest perspective of this one. Mm-hmm. That is true. I am reading a sequel. I'm going to have to start a new series for the shapeshifting prompt for Magical Readathon, which is to read a book with Wolf in the title or author name. Mm-hmm. So for the other two that I need to do, I'm going to try and do sequels so to balance it out a bit. Oh, how are you getting on with Chorus of Dragons?
I haven't continued on past book 2 yet. I still want to because originally I read book 1 like a month or 2 ago, and then originally I was going to binge through the rest of the series this month, but I think I didn't realize how ambitious that was to read that many big books.
I did see your TBR and I was like, okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Especially because I ended up having my mom come for a surprise visit for like a week, and so I was hanging out with her for a while and not reading. So I still am wanting to read more books in the series, but like it might be where I read book 3 this month and then not get to book 4 and 5. But I haven't started book 3 yet. I did read book 2 this month already though and enjoyed it. Just not as much as book 1.
Yeah, I didn't like book 2. Like my opinion's very opposite. It's like I really liked book 4. I gave it 4 stars, and then I gave book 2 2 stars. So that's kind of like made me not want to continue.
Yeah.
But I'll get there eventually because I did really like book 1, and I think it was Cassidy who said to me that I need to read book 3, and if I don't like book 3, then there's no point me continuing.
Yeah, I liked book 2 less than book 1, but not that much less. Like I gave book 1 5 stars and book 2 4 stars, so I still loved it.
Are you planning on doing sprints tonight, perhaps?
No, I have to teach tonight, so I will not be home.
Oh no. I don't know if anybody is following me. I mean, there is time because it's only like 6 p.m. Eastern, I think, when I'm going to wrap up. So there is like time for other people to follow, but I don't think there's anything planned so far.
Yeah, I think everyone's wanting to take the evening off, but I mean, things could change if someone gets inspired to randomly sprint. But right now, I don't think there's any plans.
Yeah, everybody could get excited. Oh, this is where is it? This is a good system. Can't buy the first book in a new series before I finish or up to date on 3 I already own. It just gets out of hand real quick. I try and count them. I'm trying to read 2 sequels for every first book in a series that I read, but it's not going well.
I used to be so good about just continuing series before starting new series, and then book 2 makes it so hard. And now I'm in the middle of like probably over 100 series at this point because I just keep wanting to start new ones over and over. I mean, I'm starting a bunch of new series this month because I'm reading both the Carissa Broadbent books, but of course not from the same series. I'm starting both of the book 1s from the separate series. So. Oh, it's hard. But I get FOMO. I want to try out all of these different series, and then I just don't finish them ever.
It was actually it was the first ever magical readathon that ruined me because I picked books that would best fit the prompts instead of doing what I do now, where it's like, okay, this would better fit the prompt, but this is better for me to read right now. And I ended up starting a bunch of new series, and then I just kind of grew from there.
Yeah, it's hard, especially like for how many I feel like new ones pop up all the time, especially for like fantasy romance because they're indie self-pub. They're coming out really often, and like every month there's a new one everyone's freaking out about. I'm like, I need to read that one now too.
And even like you've got like Jennifer Larmantrout, who's like a really big indie author, but she's still writing 2 books a month, not a month, a year, and they're really, really thick ones. And then you can't really plan for them because some authors just write a book and then they just publish it whenever it's ready. So you don't even know when it's coming. Mood. Don't even mention mine because she's in the other room and I don't trust her.
Yeah, mine right now is like looking out the window so intently because he's just saw someone walk by and he's like, that's not allowed. No one can walk by the window.
Mine's got very she's kind of discovered her voice recently, so she's just barking at everything all the time, even though she's never really been that much of a barky dog until recently.
Yeah, my dog barks all the time. I live in an apartment and like the window opens up to like the main parking lot area. And so there's a lot of movement in that outside of that window, and he hates it. He hates it so much.
Who was? Yeah, Chorus of Dragons, I think, is finished. I think the 5th book was the last one.
Yeah.
Hello. Oh, I don't
I'm
like
gonna lean back.
We're all going to be testing out my layers because I did. Oh, that works perfectly.
Oh.
Beautiful. I set them all up ahead of time, but I haven't actually used them with anybody here yet. So, like, I don't know how they actually work.
So fancy.
Yeah.
What are you reading, Lexi? I'm going to pause this so it doesn't go off.
I'm reading. I almost said Ninth House, the sequel. I'm reading Hellbent with Kaylee and Riley.
I binged through our like buddy read pages right when I woke up this morning. So I'm loving it so much. I literally woke up and rolled over and put in my AirPods and started listening while laying in bed.
I need time for my brain to wake up before I start doing anything like that.
See, Teddy immediately wants, like, I have to walk him the second I wake up. And so I'm used to just waking up and like getting out of bed. That's the one thing that sucks about Teddy is like, you can't just lay in bed after you wake up because he starts digging you out from the blankets and like will bite your toes until you get up out of bed.
Bowser sleeps longer than me. I have to make him get up sometimes.
Hamilton does, it depends because like he wakes me up at some time between about 7 and 9 a.m. if I'm not already awake, but like it's never the same time. He like so I can't rely on it or anything, but like we'll just start screaming outside of my door.
Yeah, sometimes I have this one. Sometimes like Nova, my cat, is just eating my hair, and I'm like, what? What? Hello.
Is this the Hellbent? Because that is it's like a spooky supernatural thriller type book, isn't it?
It's like fantasy horror. It's like urban fantasy with horror elements to it. It's a genre blend. Because it's definitely urban fantasy, but not like epic fantasy or anything. It's set at Yale.
I read the first 50 pages of the first book when it was released, and then I just didn't have time to continue. And then I forgot to ever go back to it. The 50 pages were good though.
Yeah, that one took me a second to get into when I first read it, and it took me like about 100 pages to know if I was liking it or not. And then once I hit the 100-page mark, I stayed up so late finishing it that night. I read it in one sitting, and I started the book at like 1 a.m. too. So it was one of those books where I was like, the sun is rising now. Cool.
Wow. I haven't done that in a long time.
I haven't either.
I mean, that was back
when I say I'm a grandma, like I mean it now. Like as soon as it doesn't matter how good my book is, I can have 20 pages left, and if my eyes start going, like I'm putting it down. And I used to, if I had less than 100 pages left, I wouldn't go to bed until it was done. But now I just can't stay awake.
Yeah, I mean, that was when it first came out, like 2018 or something. It's like a while ago. I haven't done that recently, but back when I was a younging, I did that.
Yeah, this sounds about right. Okay, let's roll for a sprint and hope it's a good one. Because I have witnesses now, so I can't pretend it didn't happen.
Oh, I mean, we are good at pretending that things didn't happen.
It's not the worst. It's been better, but it's not the worst. That is a 5, so that is 25 minutes.
Not terrible. Not ideal.
Well, the first roll was a double 1, and we had to pretend that it didn't happen. Okay.
Oh, yeah,
Okay. I will see you both in 25 minutes. Hello, how did we do?
Hello. I got to 45% in Daughter of No Worlds. I got farther, and then I realized I wasn't paying attention, and I had to go back.
I'm doing that. I'm zoning out a little bit and just like staring at my screen.
Yeah, I didn't read. 25 minutes. I need 15 minutes to be like, okay, I need to do something, and then time afterwards. But 10 minutes.
See, 25-minute sprints work really well for me because I will actually read. Because if they're longer, then I do take 15 minutes and just do something that I shouldn't be doing. And but if it's only 25 minutes, then well, I have to read.
Yeah, sometimes it works, but I don't know, especially after this past weekend and reading so much, I feel like my brain is like kind of mush.
Yeah.
We did have Cass here very, very briefly. But her internet is not holding up today. I am 41% of the way through, so I read like 20 pages, which is fair. But I'm just not enjoying it as much, and I don't know why. I think it's me, actually. I've enjoyed one book this month, and it was the first one that I read, so I think I'm the problem.
That's the first book I read this month was also by far my favorite, and everything else I'm just like, okay.
My first one was a 5, and then my second 2 were 2s, and then my last one was a 3, and then this is feeling like a 3.
Ugh. 3 stars are the worst. I don't know. I feel like I'd rather hate a book than just feel average about it.
Absolutely. Oh, Lizzie's starting Oathbringer. Good luck. I love Oathbringer.
I love Oathbringer too.
It's my favorite in the series, but I haven't read Rhythm of War yet.
I can't distinguish between them, honestly, though. I love all of them because I can't remember what happens in one versus the other because I binge read them all within a really short time period, and then I can't remember. They all blend together. I was doing a cross-country road trip, and those are my audiobooks the whole time.
I remember that I didn't love Wave Kings. I have no recollection of Words of Radiance, and I love Oathbringer. So, and I gave Words of Radiance 5 stars, but they're just such long books that so much happens that you just don't know where one starts.
Yeah,
and, it ends. They all just run into one.
And I feel like they kind of all feel like one big book in a way too. It's not like they do have arcs throughout, but it really feels like an exact continuation when you pick up the second book and the third book and then the fourth book. So it's hard to remember. I remember though I cried the most in the fourth book. But
I'm really scared about that because I did cry in Oathbringer. Well, I didn't expect to either. Just out of nowhere, just crying.
Yeah, it was hitting hard, some of those scenes and some of those internal battles against your own mind. I was like, oh my god.
Where is she? I'm reading Her Soul for Revenge, which I'm not enjoying as much as Her Soul to Take. Nobody's surprised that Aaron hasn't had a 5-star all year.
So sad.
Good luck. But she did like Rhythm of War. Lexi, can you recommend Kim a book? I think.
Yeah.
Just any recommendation.
I forgot yesterday. Are there any things you don't want to read about? Because I feel bad recommending horror to people sometimes, and then it's too much for them. So
Kim said she reads everything, so I feel like you could recommend a horror.
It's a lot of pressure. I don't know. I mean, it's not horror, but The Last Housewife is one of my favorites.
And it's Riley's host fave, so you would get extra points if you read it this month.
This is ridiculous. I forgot that you'd started that
Oh
blog.
no!
Oh my god.
Just turns into a year-long vlog.
Yeah, this is the thing as well, because like I'm going to reread them all before I read Rhythm of War. And then I'm going to try and only reread them every few books, because obviously like it's going to be a 10-book series, it's going to be a lot. But then like they're fun to reread. Well, I haven't reread them yet, but like I actually want to. I don't have to reread them all now, but I'm choosing to because I like them. I also think that Way of Kings will be really interesting on reread when you actually know what's going on.
And I'm really interested for the 5th one, since he said that it's going to be like 2 sets of 5 for the 10-book series. So like I'm interested to see how the 5th book wraps up some stuff for that first 5-book arc, I mean.
Sorry.
No, there is a lot of Adolin in Oathbringer, because Adolin's my favorite character, and like with every book he just shines more. I think Oathbringer's Dalinar's book as well, so like Adolin obviously connected to Dalinar, so he's around quite a bit.
Yeah.
I've only just seen the message that Cassidy put in the private chat half an hour later. Somebody, is it smart to start Mistborn if I just started the World of the Eldling series? Depends how much you can like flick between them. I know that I fell behind on the Cosmere. I only had Rhythm of War and Second Year and Mistborn to read, and now I've got to a point where like I'm going back and rereading. So yeah, it depends how you can juggle your epic fantasy, really.
And it depends like how much you care about the Cosmere references, because like I mean, I love Sanderson, but I'm someone where a lot of the Cosmere connections go over my head a lot of the time. So if you're just interested in Mistborn as like the first trilogy by itself, that's not like a huge commitment. But if you're interested in Mistborn as like going into the Cosmere and reading all of those books, I would maybe wait.
Yeah. I mean, I started the Cosmere in 2018, I think, with Elantris, and then I read them in blocks. So then I read a bit of Mistborn, and then I read Warbreaker, and then I dipped into Stormlight, and then I've gone back to Era 2 Mistborn. So it's kind of manageable because you can break it down like that, but you can also do the same with Eldling, so you can just read them in like trilogies.
Yeah, I read Sanderson, most of his books before I really knew about BookTube, and so I was very like a casual Sanderson reader, and I've read all the Cosmere books, but like it was an embarrassingly long amount of time before I even realized that they were set in the same universe and that they were connected. And so I need to go back and reread in like the intended Cosmere order to see a lot of the references, but right now I'm like I read them in whatever order I wanted to. I love them all, but I'm not the best for like the Cosmere lore knowledge.
Yeah, I'm quite good at keeping track of what's going on, but I also didn't read them in this order that I would have wanted to read them, I feel, if I started again. I'm going to get fancier now because there we go.
Ooh.
I will probably change the colour, but I need to sort out the curtains and stuff, so it will have to wait. Oh, it's so good, Mel. It's so good. Not Dadana.
Oh my god, I thought this was a typo at first, and I just understood what that means.
No. No, I don't think it is. It was. I don't know where you got all of these equal signs from. A bit too excited. Yeah, this is the best way to read it. Essentially, publication order works. As long as you read everything. See, I used to say read everything before Stormlight, but that doesn't apply anymore because you have to break up Second Year and Mistborn to read Rhythm of War and then go back to Second Year and Mistborn. So I would say read everything up to the 3 books of Second Year and Mistborn and then go in publication order. But it's more complicated now. And this is why you have so many problems with your love life.
Yeah, that's a choice.
Daddy
These are the ones that we tend to try and avoid. Yes. Although they're not my favourites, they do contain like infinite. Alright, I will try and roll better this time. Why are you hunting for your next big series, Aaron? You just started Malazan. Are you okay, baby? Oh, I mean, it depends how you feel about this. Because it's 40 minutes, but it's also a double. Lexi's fine because Lexi didn't read, so Lexi's just like can continue.
Oh yeah.
But I'm gonna have to stop before they Of course. Right. Let me set up this sprint. I'll leave Aaron ranting about older men in the comments by himself. And I'll see you all in 40 minutes. Hello, how did we do?
I was not happy about switching my book, but I did. And I switched to Fire of the Forebearers and read like 5%.
Nice.
I didn't read a lot because I had a headache, so I ate ice cream. But I did get to, I got through a chapter and something. I'm on 175. I've held it.
Not bad. I started before they are hanged, but because it's getting late, I can't concentrate very well, so I only read 23 pages. So what did everyone do here? Diary of Blood. That is a host fave, I believe. Is it one of Riley's?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What number in the series is that one, Becca? The Before They're Hanged?
2.
2.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we're not that far in.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm excited because the first one was very good, but it was just like a lot of setup. So I feel like it's going to pick up.
Yeah, that's another series I really want to read, and I wanted to like read along with your read along, but so many series, so little time.
Absolutely. I'm fingers crossed, still doing very well at switching between Wheel of Time and First Law. But I have a lot going on next month, so whether I continue to stay on track is a different matter.
Yeah.
This is where like it starts to get complicated. Just started Last Argument of Kings. Nice. 20 pages of Ruin of Kings.
Stop. Why do cats need to eat plastic?
My cat doesn't eat. Well, he eats everything that's edible, but he doesn't eat too many things that aren't edible. Brie, on the other hand, literally eats everything. She doesn't care.
I was just chewing on things. Well, Winston, which is this orange cat, he doesn't really eat stuff. With my other cat, like if I have a fake plant or something from like holiday decorations, she'll eat the leaves off of it and then puke them up. And I'm like, you think you would have learned? Constantly. But she's a little dumb, so I'm surprised.
Wow.
Hey, Nova.
She's very sweet and I love her, but she's a little dumb.
Hello to Rye. Brie is getting a little bit better, but she's still like, she brought me a penny earlier. And I have no idea where she's got it from because we don't really have cash. So no idea where she found that.
Kind of a nice present though. It's like when a crow gives you like something shiny, you know, it's like, wow, that looks actually nice.
Also doing Wheel of Time and First Law. Have had to watch the live shows back once or twice. Wow. My cat licks plastic and not long after will bring up a hairball. My cat bites my books. Hamilton's not too bad for that, but he will do it occasionally.
I haven't had that issue.
Teddy destroyed one book when he was a puppy, but he doesn't touch them anymore. It was just when he was teething, he destroyed one.
I've got one that's got teeth marks in the cover from Brie, but books are one of the only things that she doesn't really bother about. But when I was reading, I think it was the last Robin Hood book, I kept leaving it like on the footstool, and she kept picking that one up and walking around with it as well.
That's so cute.
Bowser licks mine, I guess. It's really odd. He doesn't bite it. He'll just like lick it.
Finish the hating game. Where do I sign up to become a corporate girly? That is the question. I was in such a book hangover when I finished that book that I just laid face down on my bed, and Curtis wanted to know what was wrong with me, and I asked him why he didn't have a job in marketing and publishing, and why couldn't he be Joshua Templeman. So yeah, I was really upset about it.
How dare he, honestly.
I know, right? I was like, why can't you wear suits to work? And he's like, well, I could, but what would be the point?
I think The Hating Game was like the first romance I read when I was trying out romance from only being a fantasy reader. I liked it at the time, but also I don't know if I would still like it just because it was the first one I ever read.
Was it? It wasn't the first one that I ever read, but I think it was. Oh no, it was the Brown sisters that got me into contemporary romance again, like recently.
Mhm.
Like, you know, more like rom-com romance.
Mhm.
And then I read the Tessa Bailey ones. Is it What Happened One Summer? It Happened One Summer.
Yeah.
And then The Hating Game, and now I'm obsessed with Ellie Hazelwood. So
Some good ones.
oh, my old man Kitty will try to eat ribbons. I have had a cat in the past that has eaten a ribbon, and I've had to retrieve it from the other end.
Oh.
One of these, you know, like the thin gift ribbons that you'll get. Like, I mean, in the UK, we get gift wrap sets, and they'll have like 2 rolls in and like some bows, and then like really thin gift wrap ribbon that's kind of like plasticky.
Yeah.
It was that. So it was thin, and I guess she was playing with it and just swallowed it.
Oh. Yeah, that's not fun. Every once in a while, like a hair will get stuck in one of my pets, and I'm like, I hate this. I hate everything about this.
It's worse when it's dogs as well, because they're so startled and they don't know what to do about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's happened to Teddy a couple of times too. It's like, oh God.
Curtis is self-employed, Chloe, so he, like me, he makes personalized gifts. And he works from home, so he'd just be sat in the attic in a suit.
Working from home, full suit,
Just waiting for me to notice. I do have I have every one of my Sarah J. Maas of Glass books has a rip in one of the pages from where I'm kind of like lying on my side. This is when I lived with my mum and dad, but I'd be lying on my side reading my book like this, and I tend to like hold one page, and the dog would come and nudge my hand, and I'd like rip down the page. So like every one of my hardbacks has got a rip on one of the pages from that. Oh, not the walls.
I had an issue with that. Bowser chewed up like the corner, like it. So it's kind of like this over here where it was like a corner that stuck out, and he just like chomped at the wall. And I was in an apartment that didn't know he was there, so I had to go to the store and buy like wall spackle stuff and try to match the texture on the wall. It was a whole thing,
wow.
but they didn't find out. We were not charged. I also had to repair carpet. Ate a hole in the carpet, and I had to do carpet repair.
Getting crafty.
Wow.
Dogs.
Yeah.
It was all when he was teething. He doesn't do stuff like that anymore. So like,
yeah, my apartment has some wear and tear from when Teddy was teething too. Some of my cabinets, the corner is all chewed on, and then there's a corner of the carpet in my bedroom that has been lifted up a little bit because Teddy pulled on it.
Yeah, well, Bowser ate like a random hole in the center of the carpet.
Oh no.
Like, what the heck? So thankfully there was like a little piece of extra carpet in the apartment, and I had to like cut it in a circle and like cut out the like the hard part, like the backing on the bottom of the carpet, and like glue it in there and like fluff it up to make it look nice. And it was a whole thing.
Wow. Carpeted stairs and windowsills. My the salon that I go to, the other stylist that's there, she has like a tall cabinet that she puts shoes on, and there's bite marks at the top of it because her dog randomly at 6 years old has decided that he wants to chew things again, but he's somehow chewing the top of the cabinet. And it's like I don't know how tall it would be, probably like the same height as me nearly. And he's only like, he's a small spaniel. So he's not huge. So she thinks that he's like leaping at it and then like latching onto it. Just know why.
That's so funny.
Oh, this is a mood. I only get dressed because I work from home. I only get dressed because I feel really sweaty otherwise. Oh, Hamilton has he accidentally got locked in the living room, so he scratched like deep grooves into the wallpaper behind the door. love this. Is the dog levitating? Oh, that makes more sense. I do have a puzzle that's got at least one piece missing that Brie did chew. I know that.
Yeah, my one cat would knock puzzle pieces off the table for Bowser to immediately chew up. So I'm the kind of person that I will not do a puzzle if there's a piece missing. So I had to just throw the whole thing away.
Wow. No, I did. It is upsetting when you get to the end and like the piece has been chewed up.
Yeah, so I was like, I'm not gonna disappoint myself. I'm just gonna quit while I'm ahead and just be done with it.
It makes me feel better about my cat as well. Oh, wow. Oh, this is a good question. I'm going to go with Before They Are Hanged because I don't like the name of all things.
I'm going to go with Blood of the Chosen. So your split vote, Kim, because Lexi has no idea what any of these books are.
Yeah. Maybe the chat will help.
Yeah, I'm useless here.
I will roll for another sprint. I will try once again to make it a long one. I feel like Lexi reads books that are suited to shorter sprints as well. Like, I'm at the disadvantage here with Before They Are Hanged.
Yeah, I could definitely read like 3 pages of a book and be fine.
Oh, okay, that's not bad. That is 9. Where is my camera? There it is. So our final sprint will be 45 minutes. Oh, and it is the final sprint as well. I think, yeah, because that'll take us to 25 past 10, and then old Grandma Becca can go to bed.
I think I'm gonna leave now because I have to go get ready and then go to campus because I have to go work. So, but thanks for having me.
Thanks for joining me.
Good luck teaching.
Thanks. I don't want to. Bye-bye.
Bye. There we go. Oh, your name's covered. Oh, well, I didn't think about that when I sorted this out.
It's really okay.
But I will see everybody in 45 minutes. Hello, I have hiccups and I have had for most of that sprint.
That's so annoying.
Yeah, I don't even know what happened. They just appeared out of nowhere.
Ugh. And they like kind of hurt too. And then
Mhm.
they last for so long. That's awful.
I'm just alternating between hiccuping and yawning.
Yeah, I'm gonna yawn now because you said that. I'm one of
I'm
those
trying-
people trying to keep it in.
How did you do in that one?
I read like 20 pages of Hellbent. I'm like in a weird focus mood. Like, I don't know, I'm just struggling.
Yeah, I know, I feel you. I've read, I think, about 95 pages in total today. In that one, I read like 8 pages of Before They Are Hanged and about 20 pages of Her Soul for Revenge. My focus is not the best.
Yeah.
Having the worst time.
I did read that time. I'm really bad at reading on sprints though. I don't know why.
I'm not very good at it either, especially like night sprints. Day ones are okay, but I read the best in the morning now, which is wild because I was never a morning person before.
Yeah, I usually read the most like laying in bed when I should be sleeping.
Oh, I really, even though like when my mental health is bad, one thing that I can always do is fall asleep. So the minute I'm in bed, it's like I just want to be asleep.
I can't. I will lay in bed for like 2 hours sometimes and like try to fall asleep and it just doesn't work. So I usually just read.
I did used to read a lot in bed before I went to sleep, but not anymore, unfortunately.
I
What, the
would
sleeping
rather,
pills?
yeah, I would rather just lay in bed and fall asleep. I don't
I
want to
have
be up for 2
literally no
hours.
issues. It is very, very rare that I will struggle to fall asleep. And it's normally like if I've been out really late and I come home and try and get straight in bed, then I'll struggle to fall asleep.
Mhm.
But typically, like, I could go to bed now, get in bed at 11:15 and be asleep by 11.
Cannot relate.
I used to be really bad. I think since I have been with Curtis, like he goes to bed earlier than me because it takes him a long time to go to sleep.
Mhm.
So instead of lying on my phone and then trying to put my phone down and go to sleep, like I actually put my phone down and try and sleep. So
Yeah.
I'm not just like endlessly scrolling, which used to be a problem that I had and that would keep me awake for hours. I was actually doing that last night because I was feeling anxious. So
Yeah, I've started to switch to my Kindle. Oh,
Mhm.
sorry, Winston's like patting my arm. Where'd you go? I started switching to my Kindle and just reading until I fell asleep, which like I read things that don't require a lot of focus, like random manga and stuff,
Mm.
so that I can easily fall asleep, but my mind doesn't wander.
Mm.
That's been helpful.
And Cassidy's just answered this, but yeah, I don't think that there are any Realmathon sprints tonight. Who's up tomorrow? Is it Riley?
Yes.
Yeah. Will that be nighttime US time? I don't know.
Yeah,
What time.
that's the plan.
Yeah.
I feel like there will likely be sprints that just pop up, but also Cassidy, you called me out for never reading and you read one page. Kind of rude.
I scared Curtis the other day because I said that I like to have like sometimes I'll have a nightcap, just a small amount of alcohol to like make my brain go quiet if I'm anxious before bedtime. And I was like, yeah, it like makes the part of my brain that just operates on its own be quiet. And he was like, what do you mean? It's like the bit that's like thinking by itself, like it makes it stop. And he's like, I don't know what you're talking about. But like that is because I have when I'm watching TV, like I have to be doing something with my hands at the same time.
That was for Bree. Bree hates cats and just complained.
But yeah, like I have to be doing something with my hands at the same time because I have too many parts of my brain that are all working at once. But apparently Curtis can't relate.
No, I definitely can.
One page was my goal though.
Well, sometimes not reading is my goal.
Yeah. Oh, I have such, because I don't tolerate wine very well. I get drunk really quickly, but like one glass of wine and I will sleep immediately.
Hmm.
But then I try not to do that too often because obviously it's not a healthy way of falling asleep.
Yeah.
It's only when my anxiety is really, really bad. But on that note, that was Realmathon sprints for this evening. It's Riley tomorrow, potentially some other people as well. And I will probably host at least one more round before we wrap up the readathon. But thank you to Lexi for joining me, and also to Kaylee, and also to Cassidy, who was here for about 30 seconds.
Like literally.
Wow. Maybe you need to stop for a while and then start again. Just reset. But yeah, I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.
Bye.